Hey, here's a piece of advice for everyone who wants to have a vlog. Always make sure that your camera is on video and not on photo, because otherwise you'll be sitting there talking to your camera for 5 minutes and realize that you're not recording, but that you just took a picture of yourself at the very beginning. Not that I would ever do that, but you might, hypothetically. Anyway, The Simpsons, Season 8, the episode called Homer versus the 18th Amendment. They're at the annual St. Patrick's Day parade, and a drunken fight breaks out. And Kent Brockman asks a question. Drunkenness and violence, are these the things that we associate with the Irish? And all too often the answer to that question is yes. What else do we know about the Irish? Corned beef, redheads, leprechauns, Blarney Stone, which is one of the most germ-infested things in the world. I think that's it. Which brings up an interesting question. Who was St. Patrick? Why is he a saint? Did he really drive the snakes out of Ireland? Does he just hold the world beer drinking record? No, that's Andre the Giant. What did he do? Well, let's talk about St. Patrick. He lived primarily in the second half of the 4th century. He was a Romano-British missionary. He originally went to Ireland as a slave. After 5 years, he escaped from slavery. He later went back as a missionary, which was pretty brave, going back to the place he used to be a slave. And he brought Christianity to Ireland. That is basically why he's a saint. It's not like some of the saints that have really big snazzy stories. He didn't punch any heretics in the face or anything like that, as far as I know. But yeah. So there are some other things that we always hear about him. The shamrock. What's the deal with the shamrock? Well, the shamrock was used in a lot of pre-Christian traditions in Ireland to indicate the circle of death, life, and rebirth. But St. Patrick used it to represent the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, because it's 3 leaves, but 1 stem. So in a way it's 1 leaf. But it's 3 leaves, but it's 1 leaf. So he used that as a representation of the Trinity. What else? St. Patrick would always carry his staff with him wherever he went, when he was like walking around and stuff. And he would get to a town, and he would just stick his staff into the ground. That might have been off the camera. It was that. Sticking it into the ground so it's standing up. Just kind of as a way to store it. And then when he'd leave town, whether that was in a few hours or in like a year, he would pull it out and take it with him. And it's rumored, and of course this is not true, but it's rumored that one time his staff was in the ground for so long that it actually took root. So, yeah. Staves are made of dead wood. So that didn't happen, but, that's the story. Also, St. Patrick and snakes. It's one of those things where the story goes that he drove all the snakes out of Ireland. Unfortunately, geologists have determined that snakes couldn't really live in Ireland anyway, that the weather doesn't work for them. So, I'm sorry to disappoint, but St. Patrick didn't drive any snakes out of Ireland. I mean, you could say, like, after St. Patrick there were no snakes in Ireland. That's technically true. But there were no snakes before St. Patrick either. So, yeah. If you want, like, a big, crazy story about St. Patrick, then, you're looking at the wrong saint. But if you want a guy who is just, like, solid, on point, St. Patrick's your guy. Like, he was just straight ahead. you know, get the job done. I have a blog post that I'm also posting today, or maybe I'm posting it last night. You know, time travel stuff. About the saints and how like we don't really know a lot about some of them, and there's a lot of like mythology and things and hagiographies and such. So check that one out, link in the description below. Leave me a comment, share this video on Facebook, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time. February and March, this video was about the color green.